This next screen, what you're going to see is I've come up with this term. I did it last week. Buy downs are the bomb. So what I want to do here is give you, especially this week, given the change in the bond yield and rates are going up, creeping up a little bit, and the media is already saying we're in the 7s. And of course, before long, if this keeps going, they're going to say we're in the 8s. I want to bring up here another example of why I say buy downs are the bomb. So what I'm doing here is giving you a specific real life example of how a temporary buy down can help sell a home. I looked up a listing in my active market here in the Coachella Valley. This listing actually is a single family residence, detached single family home here in the desert. It features 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,200 square feet with a pool, and it's listed for $629,000. It's been on the market for 65 days. That was as of yesterday. Today, 66 days. I checked it again. They've had no offers, and there has not been any lowering of the original list price. It's been at its list price of $629 for 66 days. And what's interesting is when you read the details of the listing, it says the seller is motivated. Well, with that in mind, you might look at this listing and say, aha, what the seller is probably going to end up doing is lowering the price. And maybe some buyers are looking at this property and thinking that's going to be the case. And the obvious thing that you might wonder is if it's at $629 and the seller's motivated, if you got 2 months on the market with no offers, they might decide to bring that list price down, lower it, maybe down that, important psychological threshold of under 600, like $599. Well, guess what? That's a $30,000 concession by the seller if they just lower the price, which is, again, the most common thing that sellers will do. Well, let's say what happens if that were to occur and the prospective buyer is going to put 5% down, or I'm sorry, 10% down. Well, with that, at a $599 price and a loan amount of $539,000, well, at the current 30-year fixed conforming rate of 6 7/8, as we showed on our rate grid, your principal and interest with 10% down is going to be $35.40. So keep that payment in mind as we go through the rest of the bullet points. Now, as an alternative, and the reason I brought up the $599 with 10% down is a buyer looking at this property, seeing the 2 months on the market, they may be prone to go to the usual strategy, tired old strategy of let's offer $599 instead of $629. My point is, don't do that. Consider my next bullet point. Instead, look at this property. You can recognize the seller probably is motivated and is probably going to be willing to do something in terms of concessions. So try this. Don't offer $599. Offer full price. But when doing so, ask for a 3-2-1 buy down. Now, the way you would do that is you would submit a full price offer at $629, ask for a $30,000 seller credit to be used toward a temporary buy down and closing costs. Now, with that, with a full price offer, the loan amount is not going to be $539, it's going to be $566 with that 10% down. Now, at that $566 loan amount, at the note rate, 6 7/8, your principal and interest is going to be $37.19. And did you notice there, if you'd taken the lower price option, offering a lower price, the lower price and loan amount will get you a little bit benefit in the payment, $35.40 versus $37.19. It's about $179 difference. Some benefit from offering lower price, but not as much as it could be. Why? Well, look at those next 3 bullet points. If you offer full price, ask for a $30,000 credit, use it for a 3-2-1 buy down, which will cost about $25,000. What are you going to get? You're going to get a first year rate at 3 7/8. Your principal and interest is only $26.61. That's over $1,050 a month less the first 12 months of the loan. Second year, you're at 4 7/8. You're at $29.95, over $500 a month less for that full second year. And then, of course, third year at 5 7/8, you're still at $33.48, well below the note rate at $37.19. That's a tremendous amount of savings, cash flow savings for the first 36 months of ownership, because you're not going to hit that fourth year note rate at 6 7/8 until the beginning of the fourth year. So this is, again, a perfect example of an opportunity right now in our marketplace here. I would encourage any agent representing a buyer looking for a property along these lines, call me. I'll give you the address. I'll put the numbers together for you to make an offer like the one that I'm showing you. Or if you're a prospective buyer and you're interested in a price of home of this size and bedroom count, bathroom count, and so forth with a pool. Grab your agent, contact me. I'll give you the address. Let's see if we can put the numbers together, and you can submit an offer along these lines. And I would predict that if you do, you may be pleasantly surprised. You might have some pretty good luck in getting that offer accepted, and at the same time, giving the buyer, whether it's yourself or if you're an agent, your client, your buyer, a much better payment term over the next 3 years. This is a good example of what is a phrase that is pretty well known in the real estate industry. Marry the home, date the rate. Marry the home, date the rate. With the rate, with this 3-2-1 buy down, you're dating the rate. It gives you a 3-year window while you're enjoying this below market rate and payment levels for general mortgage rates to drop, at which point you can refinance that note rate into a lower note rate long term. So again, very good example of why temporary buy downs at full list price feature superior payment terms over a lower price offer. So again, sorry to keep bugging you about this. It's a great opportunity. I want to see more people take advantage of it.